Again, good morning, everyone. Mark Conter at the Messer Financial Office, and a happy Thanksgiving week to you and all of your family. As we get ready this morning, just a couple of issues of housekeeping. Number one, please make sure to mute your phones, just in case. We do have everyone muted. And we're going to ask that if you have questions, to type them in on the screen. We'll address those questions at the very end. It's my pleasure again this morning to introduce to you our presenter from SureBridge, Jesse Brewer, Senior Director of Sales. Jesse's been in the industry quite a few years, to say the least. Known Jesse and worked with him over the past 10 years. And again, today he's bringing to you the products that you need to be able to better fulfill the needs of your clients during this ACA, to take advantage of the fact that there's a way to supplement your income, and in some cases with the additional ancillary products, perhaps to even increase your income to more than you're receiving on the sale of that health plan. Pay special attention to all of those products, and again, with great pleasure. Good morning, Jesse. Thank you.
Good morning, Mark. I appreciate the opportunity here to work with all the agents that are contracted through Messer Financial. We appreciate the relationship that we have with them and the business and what they do for SureBridge. Right now, if you've been keeping up with the newspapers, you know that there's been a lot of changes going on in the healthcare market, especially last week with United, and you can see all the different news articles about that there's changes and the companies are trying to be profitable, and there's just a lot of things are uneasy. But as an agent, we still have to make a living. And what's unique is that we really like to have you sell the products that SureBridge offers. SureBridge is part of Chesapeake Life, and we're out of Dallas, Texas. Now, why SureBridge and why supplemental policies? Because we know that if your client gets sick or becomes injured, even with the comprehensive medical insurance, they're likely that they're going to face some type of medical or other unexpected expenses here at some point in time. SureBridge helps those clients navigate all the twists and turns by paying cash benefits directly to them versus coordinating with the hospital and everything. So, whereas most medical insurance plans, as you know, pays the doctor or the hospital, but SureBridge pays your client directly. They get to decide what they want to do with the money, whether it's to pay a mortgage, whether it's to buy food, whether it's to continue college tuition, pay off a card note, pay credit card bills, whatever. They decide on how they want to spend the money. Now, what's unique about this is that with the various plans that we have more than 17 plans available, and these plans are all very affordable and really designed to fill the gaps that you have with your high deductible plans, things like that. So you've got some options for vision and dental, and you got accident and medical, you've got cancer, you've got critical illness. So you have a lot of different things that's going to help protect your client and to help protect their financial security so that they don't have those large gaps, unexpected bills. There's a lot of people who can't afford $20 a month, but they can afford $5 a week. And that's the same way with the supplement plans. They're very affordable and flexible. Now, most people, they don't know when they're going to have an illness. They don't know when an accident's going to happen, but it always seems to happen at the wrong time. You're just, middle America, we've been strapped with some pretty high gas prices and things, and it's been pretty tough there for the last couple of years. So a lot of people are just starting to see the economy turn, starting to make a little bit more money, and all of a sudden start to have savings, and then boom, something happens. So what we really want you to do is to become a counselor or an advisor to your client and show them the risk and the exposure that they have, and now how they can have peace of mind by purchasing supplemental coverages to help fill those gaps. Now, as we get started here, we'll just go on. Now, what's neat is about this financial protection is that 62% of Americans' bankruptcies were due to medical bills. 62. So you're almost 2/3 of all bankruptcies in America is due to medical bills. But what's the scary thought is that 75% of those individuals had health insurance. Well, what went wrong? They had health insurance, but you know what? They're living paycheck to paycheck. They have a high deductible plan. Visa's big, MasterCard's big, and all of a sudden they have a medical expense. It's just enough to tip them over the edge. Even though they had health insurance, it's still, how do you pay those deductibles and things? So let's take products and things that SureBridge can offer to help satisfy and fulfill your clients' needs. So we're going to have a brief product overview, and after that we're going to show you how to do a quote and how to submit an app. Now, the top 6 selling products that we have right there at SureBridge is we have Critical Illness Direct. That goes from $10,000 to $100,000, and we have $10,000 of critical illness on a guarantee issue basis. So somebody's going to be able to get something, even if they've had health conditions. Now, my wife yesterday, we applied for a $10,000 critical illness direct plan with her, and we did the electronic signature and everything, and it went through, and she got a letter back. You've been approved, and we just did a small policy to help fill the high deductibles on the HSA plan in case something happened. And that plan runs $15 a month for $10,000. And what happened is that policy was issued and turned around within a couple of hours. She got an email that says, hey, you're approved, and your policy is going to be coming shortly. Everything was done electronically. So that's really quite unique and very, very easy. Then we have hospital confinement, anywhere from a $250 to a $1,000 benefit, and $250 is guaranteed issue. We have accident companion. Boy, I'll tell you what, if you have families that have kids that are doing activities such as sports, football, soccer, things like that, this is a great plan to have for them, because you know that soccer players, if they get a concussion, they're going to be in the hospital at least one day observed, so you're going to need some of those things. Dental, we have dental in almost all the states, just not in North Carolina. We're trying, but it's not there yet. And then we have vision. In fact, I'm going for a eye appointment today at 3:15, and I have the vision package through SureBridge, the iMed plan, so I've got that. And then we have the Metal Gaps plan, which is the new plan that's just become available as 11:15. So as we go on here, let's take a look at critical illness, since that's the #1 selling product that we have. Well, what does it cover? Really, critical illness pays a lump sum benefit, and I really look at the basic big 3: heart attack, stroke, and cancer. I mean, we've got advanced Alzheimer's, illness-induced coma, heart attack, life-threatening cancer, major organ transplant, stroke, Lou Gehrig's disease, end-stage renal, and then you have bypass surgery and cancer in situ, and benign brain tumor. Would pay 25%. If you get a 25% payment and then something else happens, you'll get the rest of the payment. So at least you get the 100% payout in time. But I really concentrate on the big 3: the heart attack, stroke, and cancer. And I guarantee you, if we all sit down and think about it, who do we know who's had a heart attack, stroke, or cancer? We can all think of somebody, whether it be somebody we go to church with, a coworker, one of our clients. And the next question I might want to ask, was it expected or unexpected? You know what? If there's, 1 out of 2 people is going to get cancer, and both of us are sitting at the dinner table, we're going to look at each other and, you know what? It's not going to be me, because I'm living healthy, I'm walking, I don't smoke, things like that. And the person across from me is thinking the same thing, well, but you're eating that biscuit and jelly and butter and not eating quite as healthy as you should, so you know what? It's not going to be me, but it is. 1 out of 2 is going to make it. Now, the other thing is, was there any financial or emotional stress with the critical illness? Well, you know what? With the medical insurance that we have, you might have clients who have savings and everything to take care of it. and they might say, you know what, I got good health insurance, I don't have any financial stress, but you know what, emotional stress will be there because we're thinking about survival. What's going to happen? The dreams and goals that I had for my family and my kids, those might be changing. So how do I act? So there's going to be stress there. And the fourth question is, you know what, if somebody showed up and gave you cash of say 25,000 or 50,000 or 100,000, how would have that helped? Well, most of us don't have a rich uncle that's going to drop by our house, give us a check, but we have an opportunity by purchasing critical illness because it is a very, very affordable plan. So that's something to consider there. And I always use those 4 questions to get that consumer engaged into the conversation about CI. Now, in the event that a customer suffers an event paying 25% benefit, they'll retain the remaining 75% of the amount for future first occurrences on the Chesapeake product. And that's what I mentioned about the artery bypass or the cancer in situ or the benign brain tumor. So they will receive 100% of the payout. So that's one product that I would concentrate on because it's a product that makes a difference in people's lives, and you get to see how it's going to affect them and how their family's going to benefit by having that coverage. Now, the next product that we have hospital confinement. You have a lifetime maximum of 365 days. Sickness, you're going to have a 30-day waiting period from the inception of the application. So once you get by the 30 days, then sickness is going to be covered. But if you know you're going to be sick and now you buy it today, you still got to wait 30 days on the sickness. But injury, 0 days. Now you got your daily benefit because you can have plan A, B, or C, or option 1, 2, or 3. You got 500, 750, or 1,000, and then you can see what the hospital confinement benefit is, whether it be 500, 750, or 1,000, and that's days 1 through 5, and then 6 through 10, and then 11 plus. So the hospital confinement, you need to be confined in a hospital, just like it says, but very, very affordable plan to have. Now, you know, the average hospital stay is probably running somewhere around 2.9 to about 4 days. So, but it is expensive. This last year in May, I spent a day and a half, almost 2 days in a hospital, and I was surprised at the amount of deductible and my co-insurance I had to pay. It was quite surprising that my bill was about $20,000, $18,000 to $20,000, and I'm still getting bills, and it's like, I don't know who this person was, but they're still sending me, so I still have to pay. So it's something to think about. So this is a very good plan, very affordable. Now, let's see. Now, the accident companion. This is a very, very unique product. You got 4 options. You got option 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you can see that it goes from 2,500 to 5,000 to 7,500 to 10,000. And then you can see the benefit for the emergency, major diagnostics, follow-up treatment, and then physical therapy type visits. Monthly rate per person is $7.50 for option 1. Option 2 is $15, $21.50 for option 3, and $28 for option 4. Now, there's a story that my coworker has who has a son who plays basketball, pretty darn good basketball player. He's on one of the, I think it's the AAU teams, and he's, pretty tall kid and good shot, and so some colleges are looking at him. But she was telling me that he was in a tournament here about a year and a half, 2 years ago, and went up for a layup, and, somebody took him out, and he fell and he hit his head and was unconscious. The ambulance came, and they had to take him to the hospital and do a CAT scan and everything, and had to stay in the hospital overnight because they wanted to do observation, so they admitted. Now, she has good insurance and everything, and she thought that her out-of-pocket and everything was somewhere around $800 by the time her deductible and copay that she had here a couple of years ago. But she did not have this plan in place at that time because it wasn't approved in her state. But if she would have had it, the inpatient hospital on option 1, she would have received $2,500 for the hospital stay. She would have had $250 for the emergency accident, $250 because they did a CAT scan, major diagnostic. They had at least 5 visits and follow-up. She would have received right at $3,250 cash that she would have been able to the deductible and the copays, and that's having a child. Now, what's unique about this product is that the parents do not have to purchase the product. The children can be primary with this product. So if you think about your client base and you have, a husband and wife, middle income market, and they have kids that are playing soccer and all kinds of activities, this is a great plan to purchase. So we don't have a family rate. It's $7.50 a month per individual. So, you know what? If you're going to have a family of, 2 kids, it's going to be $15 a month. If you're going to have 4 kids, it's going to be $30 a month. So it's $7.50 per unit per family member. So that's a good plan to think. I would really position it and take a look at, young people who are working, construction jobs, things like that, that have a lot of risk, but also kids that are very, very active in athletics and things. Now, another product that we have, dental insurance. You got the benefits, and you can see what the deductible is, and you have the basic, and you have the premier. You can see the difference there in the benefit amount. Basic, you've got 3 deductibles. You got a $1,000 benefit, $5,000 max for the family. Whereas Premier, you're looking at $1,200 versus $6,000, as compared to $5,000. You got your deductible, your waiting period, and you can see all the co-insurances and everything. And you've got your Type 2 benefits, your Type 3. You're not going to be able to get that on the basic, but you will have a discount program, so at least if you need it, you can get a percentage off of whatever that you're having done. And then Type 3, you're still going to have that discount. Everything is through the Carrington Dental Network, PPO, or the discount program through Carrington. Very, very large throughout the U.S. I'm just not for sure why we're not approved in North Carolina, but we continue to work on it. One of these days we will be there. But this is a very good plan, and it's also available for seniors. Now, taking a look at vision. Vision insurance, I believe the premiums on vision is about $9 a month. So the benefits per person, it's more of a discount program, and exam, no copay. You can see that you get standard lens, frames, those types of things, corrective. If you want contact lenses, so you've got that. And then the additional savings is a discount or a flat dollar amount to be charged. So, you know what, vision insurance, very, very affordable. I think the premiums, like I said, is about $9. And if you have kids, this is a good plan to have. Or yourself, if you're buying glasses, I've noticed that they've gone up quite a bit in price. So that's one more plan that's very, very affordable and sold a lot through all of our agents at SureBridge. Now, taking a look at the metal gap. Now, this is a plan that is going to be able to help pay for those deductibles, whether it be, the silver, gold, or bronze plan. We have a metal gap plan that if you're, into the hospital, is going to pay an outpatient emergency room, and you've got plan A, B, or C. And you can be able to take a look and quote those. And this is a good plan to add for any of the affordable care major med plans that you're selling. This will help fill those gaps. And there's sample policies, things and stuff on the website that we'll go to in just a few minutes. And you can see that it's available in a large percentage of the states, especially where Messer does a considerable amount of business, North Carolina, South Carolina, Mississippi, Alabama areas. It's not in Florida yet. I don't know if it will be until probably February is my guess. but it's in a lot of the major states where I know that these agents are tuning in from. So as we go on, now with the SureBridge product portfolio, I said there's more than 17 products. Those are the first 6 that are the ones that really get a lot of attention and where we see the majority of our sales. But we have some unique ones. We got cancer insurance, we got fixed indemnity, we have disability insurance, whether it be accident or income protection, accident, sickness. You know what? This is really disability for dummies. We've made it very, very simple, because sometimes disability sales can be very complex because we start getting into all these definitions, elimination periods, whether it be ONOC or INEOC or non-CAN, guaranteed renewable. You know what? This is pretty simple. You work 25 hours a week, you earn an income, you can cover 60% of your income up to $2,500 max, and it's a 2-year benefit. Now, most people, when they go to buy disability insurance, they always want the shortest elimination period and the maximum benefit that they can get. Most of the time, the people will not buy because it's not affordable. Here, you have options of, a 30-day limb, 60, 90, 2-year benefit. So you've got some very, very short elimination periods. And then we have simplified issue term insurance. We have a 10 and a 20-year term, goes up to $100,000, simplified issue. And then we have catastrophic, accident direct, and critical direct. So those are very, very affordable plans. Now, wellness plans, and these are what I find very unique. And I don't know if any of you belong to AAA Motor Club. I do, because I get discounts on things, and they provide a great service, especially here in Nebraska in the wintertime when the cars don't start. They'll come and help you jump the car battery and all that. So I like that. And I also like it because it gives me considerable discounts when I travel, especially through the motels and things. So I have the AAA membership, but I'm going to be changing because I'm going to be moving to this one. The discount services that we have on wellness, we just have this. This is new, effective 11/1. You have discount services for dental and vision, prescriptions, LASIK, chiropractic, alternative med, whether it be, the teas, the acupuncture, things like that. And then we have medical assistance. You know what? The Healthiest You. This is a website that you can go to, and this is something that is a online doctor, and you can ask a lot of questions. They have a doctor on coverage 24/7, so at that point in time you can ask a lot of questions instead of possibly going through the emergency room. So it's going to cut down on a lot of those visits. And so you got health advocate and medical bill saver. So when I take a look at, the medical assistance, I like that plan because I don't know if you knew this or not, but over 70% of all emergency room visits, urgent care, or doctor's office visits could be safely handled over the phone, over 70%. Now, the top 9 reasons why people visit the emergency room, this is kind of interesting, I thought. Allergies, bronchitis, earache, sore throat, pink eye, sinusitis, strep throat, upper respiratory, and then urinary tract. So those are the top 9 reasons that people go to an emergency room. But when you look at those, you're thinking, well, if I could just talk to a doc, get a prescription or something, I would save a considerable amount of money instead of going through the emergency room. And now you also have ID theft protection. You know what? You start hearing all these advertisements about identity theft and what's happened. I don't know if it's ever happened to you. It hasn't to me, but I've had a coworker, and my wife's had a coworker, to where the identity theft, they had an issue with that where somebody got their credit cards and things like that, and they had a heck of a time getting it all cleaned up and back in order. So they spent a lot of time doing that, a lot of wasted time. So you can have ID theft protection. And you can see that the bundle of all three products available will run $40.95 a month. So you're talking about $1.50 a day to have all that protection and have access. And you're going to also get a $4 discount. Now what's unique about this is when you think about the medical assistance, the Healthiest You, if you go out to their website and things and take a look at it, if you're on a prescription, you can pull up where you're at, and it'll tell the pharmacies in the area, and it'll tell the price that they'll have for that prescription. So you can decide where to go. So it's a great, great service that provides a lot of value. Now, continuing on, we have a guaranteed issue portfolio, and this all started 11/1 when open enrollment started. Vision, dental, accident companion, accident direct, critical illness up to $10,000, and then Protect Fit Plus, the wellness, all those are guarantee issue. The critical illness at $10,000, the hospital confinement, and then you can see the accident disability and the income protection. Now you can buy more, but a minimum of $500 can be guarantee issue. Now a lot of times I look at disability coverage as if I buy the minimum, it gets that discussion talking about, well, I'm going to use that money to pay my health insurance premium, or I'm going to use that money to pay my mortgage. But you know what, $500 isn't enough. Well, now I can start talking about, hey, if you want more, you can answer the health questions. So that's a good portfolio that you can be talking to all your clients about. Now, product availability, you know what, we're in all the states but New Jersey, New York, and I believe that is Vermont. I get Vermont and New Hampshire I mixed up, but it's Vermont. We will be in New York and New Jersey later on, well, early on next year through an arrangement that we're setting up right now. But we do have products and everything available in all those states. So we have a large footprint. So being an agent, you have an opportunity for a lot of products in a lot of different states. Now, what's unique about SureBridge is that quoting, we can compare packages, supplemental products. We can either, work on solutions based upon price or based upon product. We have one application. We have one single e-application. And yes, there is an application fee of $20, and that's paid the very first month. Other than that, there's no policy fees or anything for the remainder of when you have that policy in force. Now you can select all these different products and it can all be on one app. It's a smart app because we're only going to ask you the questions that we need to know. So if you're looking for a critical illness, hospital confinement, you know what, we're not going to ask you the same health question over and over and over again. We're going to ask you that health question one time. So everything is, simplified issue, all yes, no. You can have outlines of coverages, everything's electronic. And like I said, the processing time or issue time is less than 1 day. My wife purchased a critical illness and it was done in the same day. So big opportunity there to get the products issued, turned around quickly, and get commissions paid quickly. Now, I'm going to click out of this right now. I'm going to go to a subs page that we have. Let's see if I can bring that up. Now, as an agent, once you get appointed through Messer for SureBridge, you're going to get a producer number. And when you do that, you're going to have access to the subs portal page that we have. And this is where the agent will conduct and do all their business, to take applications and everything. So you can see that we're on the home page there. And you can see on the left-hand side, you've got all the announcements and all the updates, and everything keeps you going there. And then you can see on the right-hand side, we've got broker support. So either you can call Messer at their number, the 866-568-9649, or you can call our operation in Texas for any type of support that you need. Now, quoting in the e-app tools, you can see that we have the employer list bill. We'll do that. So if you have an employer-employee relationship, you can put all these products in there. You have no participation requirements, just a minimum of 3. And then we have the Life app and the policy dashboard, the SureBridge, quote, and apply. Now, when you take a look at, when we look at product training, you can go here and you can see all the different products that you can open up if you want a quick refresher course about what products are available, and you can go right through a presentation and see what's all there. So they're all there, and then you have sales tools, and you can take a look at all those, and we'll get to those in a minute, but there's training presentations, everything that you want to take a look at. Now, to get started, we're going to go right back here to SureBridge, quote, and apply. This is where you're going to get, I want to go back to the home page. Okay, and I want to go to SureBridge, quote, and apply. Now, I want to start a new quote, and so I can go over here, hit that blue box, and now I have to put in zip code where I'm at, because you cannot quote a product in a state that you're not appointed in. So it's very, very important, if you're doing business in more than one state, make sure that we have your non-resident licenses and we have you appointed in that state. Now, SureBridge pays all the fees to do that. We just need to have your license and be able to do that, because then you can be able to do the quotes. Because I was trying to do a quote the other day for somebody in Florida, and I couldn't do it to assist because I'm not appointed in Florida. I can only do Nebraska quotes. But as an agent, make sure that you get appointed properly, and Messer can help you with that. So start the quote. Now, I'm going to build somebody here. I will take, we'll go with Roy. I'll tab over, and we'll make him Roy Messer. And I'll put male. Date of birth, I have no idea, so I'll just put one in. So let's see, 1965, so I have an individual who's 50 years old. Tobacco, no. So now I can add a dependent, but let's say I'm just doing Roy. I'm going to hit continue. Now it's loading the plans and the occupations, and I want to add a plan. So I add a plan, and I can go through those tabs. I got illness, accident, dental, disability, life, down, and now I want to add. I can drag Roy in and drop him in the box. Now you can see that for the benefit amount of $10,000, 50 years old, if Roy's 50, I'm not for sure how old he is going to run $18.94 a month. First month you have that application fee of $20, and then the following months the premium will be $18.94. Now, if I want to raise that up to, say, $40,000, I can do that, and now you can see what my premium is. Now, if I want to go back and add another plan, I can click on Add a Plan, and let's say that I want to add an accident plan. Or, yeah, I can add, no, let's go dental and vision. I'll add vision. Okay, and got a cursor down here a little bit. So there's Roy in there, and so you can see vision's $9 a month. Now I can go and I can look at the proposal, and everything will be there, and I can see what the total monthly premium is, so I can view the selected proposals. I can look at the brochure, and I can go in, I can view the brochure, the vision brochure, or I can email the proposals if you look down here, or I can print them, or I can return to editing the quote. Now once I apply, I can't go back and change the proposals. So I can return to editing, and because right now we're trying to get the software onto the cloud, it's hopefully coming soon. I know we've been talking about that, but you can still sell all the SureBridge products without being on the cloud. So that's something to think about. You can go back to return to editing the quote. So there you go. So that's how to generate a quote. Now, let's go back here to, see if I can get back to where I want to go. Oops, that expired. Here we go. Okay. Now, supplemental charts. Okay, guys, how do I move that down to get rid of it? I don't want to quit. I want to hide it. Hide control panel. Okay. Now, back here. I'm back here. Now, what's unique about this is that if you cursor down and you can go into product all across the top. If you go into product, you can see them all listed, but then you can go to supplemental underwriting and product guide. This is a terrific guide to have because we don't have printed product guides. Now you can print it off if you want, but I recommend that you just do it right through the electronic product guide. And we'll open that right quick. It should open pretty quick here. It's thinking. But it'll have all of your underwriting questions that you have, what the questions are going to be on the app, who's eligible, what age, everything. So now you pull that up, and you have probably the 4 happiest people in that picture that I've ever seen. I don't know, they kind of remind me of underwriters sometimes, but we're going to have to make them smile. But if we go here, take a look down here at the home page. You see all those boxes there? Now, if you want to find out about a product, you just want to click on it. And so let's say we want to find out about Critical Illness Direct. We just click on it, and there it is. There's all the information, how it works, and what it does. So you can do that in any of the products. Now, like I said, with SureBridge, everything is done electronically. There's no paper apps. Everything's done through emails electronically. Now, if you want to apply for coverage, the best thing to practice on is, because if I did a live demonstration of applying for coverage, that whole app is going to the home office, and they're going to call me and they're going to go, Jess, you're applying for coverage again, over and over and over. I can't do it daily. So we have this training tool out there. And if you take a look at it, right here, you've got, agent best practices, point of sales tool, e-delivery guidelines. You've got all those. But the one that I really like to focus on is Guide to Completing Supplemental Applications, because everything is done electronically. Now, you can take a look at this. This is the customer's guide to completing a supplemental application, because you could be on the phone and be doing a lot of this with them. And then an email will be sent to the customer with a link to begin the review and verification process after you've entered in all the data. The customer will click on this link to move to the next step of the process. Now, as we go through here, you're going to get, hi Adam, thank you for selecting SureBridge to meet your supplemental insurance. And there's the link that they're going to go to. Now, as an agent, step 2 is that you have a consumer login screen, and you need to enter a passphrase that was created by the agent. So when you call the client, you're going to tell them what the passphrase is so that they can log in. Now, as an agent, I would recommend that that passphrase be the same for everyone, whether it be, I know one guy that uses a color. He just uses that. So in case one of his clients calls, he doesn't have to remember, oh, is it Smith or Schmidt? What am I going to use for a passphrase? All my passphrases stay the same. So you might want to think about, a passphrase, CI, critical illness is good, some type of phrase that if a client calls, you can tell them how to do it. That way they can log in. Now, once you've done that, step 3, on the consumer portal screen, they're going to get that. Click on View and Edit Application. So now they're going to be able to look at the enrollment proposals, see what's there. And then they're going to go on to step 4, Enrollment Application. Screen click on Continue Enrollment Process. So they can start to do that. Now here's the application info. You're going to be entering all that. Name, last name, height, weight, social security number, date of birth, any of that. And then your address and phone number. Now you want that applicant email address to be correct because everything is driven by that. And then the phone number, in case there's a phone interview, best time to call, or in case you're doing a signature by voice signature. So then you go on, applicant 6, here are the medical questions to answer. So depending on what products that you're buying, you're going to be able to have all those questions. They're all yes, no. Everything's going to be simplified issue. And then you can go on. In step 7, billing information, whether it's going to be credit card. That's how I did my wife's policy, was through credit card. You can do bank, direct bill. There's a fee for direct bill. And then you got individual billing mode. You've got that. And the relationship to the payer, primary. So make sure we have that insurable interest in things. And then what the effective date's going to be. I know right now that a lot of people are selling sub-coverages, and they're looking for an effective date of January 1st. So you can do that. You can request that effective date. Now you continue on. You got step 8, delivery and enrollment. They're going to get a copy of the policy documentation, and it's all going to be sent electronic if they check yes. All right? So it'll all be done electronically through email. And then consent to electronic delivery of documents, yes. And in step 9, the confirmation screen, you're going to have to read through each section, check the acknowledgement box, then save and continue. And yes, I agree with the above. And then you go on to step 10, the payment screen. So if you're going to do the bank, make sure we have the name of the bank. And there's the blank check. And they tell you what's the routing number and what the account number is and the check number. So you know exactly what numbers that you got to put in and what type of an account that you have. And so for this case, the initial payment amount is going to be $64.84. because I believe that includes the $20 app fee, and then the following month it'll be less. Now, step 11, directly below the payment section, there'll be the authorization, and you can have that. And then the final step is the electronic signature. Now, you have the ability to do signatures a couple different ways. And you can do a electronic signature, or you can do a shared screen signature, or you can do face-to-face. If you're selling belly-to-belly, you just turn your computer around and they type it in and it's signed there. Or you can do the voice signature. Now, Life and the metal gap and the fixed indemnity, there's no voice signature. It's all electronic. But all the other products have voice signature, electronic signature through email. I really like that one because it goes very, very quick. And when my wife did it, there was absolutely no problems. Turnaround time was terrific. So as we go on, the application documents, e-sign for Adam, and away you go, and you're done. So that is the actual app and process of what you're going to be going through when you do an app. And you also have, going back to the home page there, you have all those training tabs and things that you can work with. You have the product underwriting guidelines and everything there. So now, if you want to get appointed, if you're appointed in North Carolina and you want to get appointed in South Carolina, where you see that map down there, you got to click on it and then say get appointed in additional states, and you can do that. So working with SureBridge, everything's done electronic. There's no paper. You have a big opportunity here during this open enrollment period to supplement your income, because we know that commissions are going down on individual major med and what the companies are going through. We're really looking for agents that are doing a good job of consultative sales for their clients and being able to reduce that exposure by selling supplemental plans. And yes, as an agent, you're going to be able to make additional income. And you're paid very, very timely, so that you're not waiting for this big check of when you do all these individual major meds. So I'd concentrate on your client base, look at certain products that you become very familiar with. The critical illness is a very good sale. You got vision, you've got a lot of different plans, and you can quote and apply and do all that, and Messer can gladly assist you with that, or you can call me anytime and I'll be glad to help you with that. Again, I thank Messer for arranging all this and getting it set up, because you can always contact them at 866-568-9649. Again, thank you very much, and I know it's been a busy week so far. You got Thanksgiving coming up, so enjoy that time that you get to be with your family and friends, and relax, and then get ready to hit it hard for the next couple weeks to take advantage of the open enrollment period. Again, thank you very much. I'll turn it back to Mark. Hello, Mark.
Yes, Jesse, thank you very much. Beginning with your information of the products, once again, is a great refresher for all of us. And then, of course, most importantly, showing our agents how, when they're appointed, they can get to your website, and how simply from the website they can go about doing the application process, the quoting. For you agents out there, again, thank you for joining us today. You'll find in the right-hand column for some of the people that are on the web today, if you're not appointed, on the right column again, you're going to see where you can simply click on the link to find our contracting tool, and then for you to go ahead and get your contract done quickly. They are processing these very quickly at this time of year, because we want you to be able to get in there and sell these products. Also, you can go directly to the Messer home site. You can look at that page at the red banner on top, find agent resources. The first drop down there is online contracting, so that's where you would find it if you don't have the link tied down. Also, from that agent resources, if you go down a little further, you're going to see where it says Messer Learning Center. If you'll click on that, when it opens, you're going to see just added. So today, or at the latest by this afternoon, we'll have this loaded if you want to go back and review it. You'll also see there on the Learning Center the previous presentation that Jesse did strictly on product. If you just want to cut it to the quick and look at the product, or any of the other presentations we've done on life insurance here over the last basically 11 months. Questions that we do have, and these might have been answered during the presentation, but let's just knock them out just in case, Jesse.
Okay.
The first question is, which of these products can be sold to a Medicare client? I assume they're talking someone over 65 versus under 65.
Yeah, you're looking at the final expense, the dental, the vision, and I believe it's the hospital indemnity, $250.
Okay. And also a question comes in, and I think it was answered when we're looking at your homepage, but are all these products only for individuals, or is there a group chassis also available?
No, they're all individual products, but we do have list bill arrangement available, and you can see that there on the subs portal page on how to do that. Now, if you're going to do a list bill, you want to make sure that, let's just back up a quick question here. So you can see the list bill enrollment right there. We can click on it real easy, and when you do that, you want to set up the list bill for the employer 24 hours the day before you're going to do the enrollment. Because when you do it, you want to make sure that you have an account number and everything, so that as you enroll the apps, you can be adding them to the list bill. So this is very form fillable, and you just go step by step, and the employer is going to acknowledge it and all that says, hey, I'm going to deduct the money, I'm going to send it to SureBridge. But do that the day before, because we need to have that computer run so we get that account set up, and then you can bring all your clients in and do that payroll deduction.
Excellent. So basically, even though it's a single product, it will be available to sell as a comparison to the duck.
Correct.
Okay. And it appears that at this time, that's the questions that we have. Again, Jesse, thank you for taking the time out, preparing for your holiday with your family. And to all of you agents out there, again, from Messer, thank you for being here today. Thank you for everything you've done in the past. Thank you for everything you're going to do in the future. And again, a blessed and a safe holiday to you and your loved ones. See you guys again in December. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.